Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fit Chicks Chat. Now, today, as you all know, this is part of our Grad Spotlight Series, and I am so excited because today I have one of our amazing graduates on, and it is Carmalita Rodgers. Carmelita, hi, how are you?
Hi, Amanda. I am well. How are you?
I'm so good. I am so happy to have you here and to be sharing your message, your story with all of our listeners. So, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for just the invitation. I'm grateful and excited to be here.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, this is just like one of the biggest joys for me is always being able to share our students and our graduates, not only successes, but also just stories, journeys, and what they're doing now, because I think that so many people in this world need to hear your voice and your message. So I'm so happy to have you here and to have you as a part of this Grad Spotlight series. So thank you.
That's awesome.
So now, for all of our listeners, the one thing I'd like to start off with always is sort of your journey into getting started. So I know that right now you are the founder of Bold and Fit Fitness and Nutrition, and you have this amazing business, and then you're growing your business. But it wasn't always that way. Where did you start off, and how did you get started as a coach? I would love to just kind of hear that backstory. So if you could share that, that would be amazing.
Okay. So I was an educator in the public school system for 20 years,
Oh wow.
as a classroom teacher and as an instructional coach. And fitness had always been a passion of mine. And then throughout the years, I learned more about nutrition. And when I saw your ads and I attended one of your informational sessions, I just immediately I want to do this. And so I signed up for the first I graduated from two programs of
Yeah,
yours.
I know.
The fitness and nutrition expert and the holistic weight loss expert. I think the name may have changed now though, but
The holistic nutrition weight loss coach. Yeah.
so when I saw that, I jumped on it. It was during the pandemic.
Hmm.
So we were having school virtually.
Right.
When I signed up, I thought it was a perfect opportunity to learn some new things. And during the pandemic, I had gained weight. I started implementing the things that I was learning in the courses, and I had lost all the COVID weight. And I was like, this is stuff that I don't know. Everybody needs to know this.
Yeah.
So again, so that was 2021. I graduated 2022. I graduated from the fitness and nutrition program. And then I just felt it's time to make a change. I can still teach. It's just, I just, in a different type of classroom.
True. True. I love that. I love it. And first of all, I just want to say, thank you so much for being an educator for those 20 years and stuff. I feel like I get really emotional when I think about this because I always think about like just how hard like our first responders and our educators work, and I'm so grateful for all that you do. So I just want to say that in advance, and like I just need you to know that like you are appreciated and you are loved by so many, because I think it's like that is one of the hardest jobs. I truly believe that like being a first responder or an educator are some of the hardest tasks in the world, because that's shaping the world, right? And so
Right.
I just want to start by saying that I know that that's not what you're doing now. Now you're running your own business and you're educating in a different capacity, but I do want to just say that. Now, do you find that because you were an educator previously, stepping into a coaching role for you maybe felt a little bit not easy, but it was kind of like just looking at the way that you instruct and the way that you were teaching and the way that you cue things and everything, was that like a really easy sort of transition in that sense of like presenting information?
In the sense of presenting information, it actually was a pretty easy transition. There have been times, though, where I had to remind myself to implement some of the same things that I did in a lesson with students or even with teachers, because I coach teachers as well, into it's like, wait, you don't have to it's just completely start over from scratch. You can use some of those same strategies, some of those same, like you said, cueing and things like that. So I have to remind myself, because sometimes I feel like this is something totally different, but then it's like, no, it's not. It's just a different content, different audience, but you're still teaching, you're still coaching. And so when I remind myself of that, it's seamless.
Right. Right. And I feel like a lot of educators feel that way when they, whether they were like preschool educators or like, educating in different classrooms, that they have found that like that transition to, because education and teaching and instructing is the same across the board. It's just, it really is just the content, right? At that point. And it is about the delivery of, if you're delivering information, obviously to 5-year olds, or if you're delivering information to adults, it's going to be a different way of delivering it. But at the same time, it's going to have similar context. So I was always just curious about that. Now, what have you found since graduating from specifically the fitness and nutrition expert program? I know you've graduated from both, but with the fitness and nutrition expert program, what did you find since graduating that you have really implemented maybe into your own life and that you utilize consistently with your clients? Is there anything that you learned in that course that you feel is like really was really powerfully for you for personal change and development and then also for your clients?
The main thing for me that I have implemented in my life and in clients, well, it was actually in both of them, but you asked specifically for the fitness and nutrition, but just the concept of the balancing the meals, the complete in three.
Yeah.
That it's so simple,
Game changer.
but it really is. And when I started implementing that consistently, because I did it for myself first,
Yeah.
that's when I really did. I lost the COVID weight that I had gained, and I've been able to maintain. And so with that, in addition to um, implementing more weight training, because I was doing a lot of cardio. HIIT is my favorite style. It's my favorite style to do for myself and also to teach, but also just implementing more of the weight strength training specifically. So those two combinations have been game changers for me and for clients.
I love that. And it's so true. It's like the complete in three rule. If anyone doesn't know, it's really about, it's something that we teach over and over again and we preach it, right? It's like proteins, fibers, fats. If you eat that way with every meal and every snack, you will have maintain your blood sugar, you will maintain your hunger, you won't have those cravings. It's just like it completely changes the way that you see your plate. And then of course the strength training side is just like we obviously love HIIT over here and we
Right.
focus on HIIT in a big way as well. But did you find though too with clients, like learning how to teach HIIT with all different levels and modifications, has that been helpful for you? Because sometimes when you're teaching HIIT or when people are approaching HIIT, they think of it as just always has to be extreme, but really having levels and modifications allows for you to work with anyone. And I know that's a big focus of ours. Did you find that that really helped you with your clients?
That was especially helpful because for me personally, I've always enjoyed the very intense and very go hard. And I am getting older.
Yeah.
And so I'm not able to, I think I can, but I feel like I'm not as going as intense as I was, and I know that I probably won't forever. So just learning the levels, because I had never seen anyone in any of the classes that I attended previously to this talk about different levels. And so when I offer them different levels, because I do have a boot camp going on, just seeing them choosing their levels
Mm-hmm.
and then deciding, oh, well, let me try this one, or let me, that right there. So that was most helpful. And if I happen to forget, someone's gonna ask, hey, what's the what's the level for this? So
That's
that's
amazing.
that's another game changer.
Yeah, I think that it's one of the things in our fitness and nutrition program that we definitely focus on, because I remember going to classes and being like, I had an injury, like I had a back injury for a period of time and I wasn't able to do a lot of movement. And I would go to classes because I like to go to classes. I like to just see what people are doing, experience things, and like just learn and also just have someone else coach me because I build a lot of programs and I sometimes don't want to build my own. And I remember going to this class and just, they're like, oh, well, for your injury, you can just like march in place. And I was like, wah, wah, wah. Like I spent like basically the whole class just like marching in place or like doing, bicep curls and stuff. And I was like, there's so much more that I could be doing, but I didn't want to like override their decision because I'm not going to be, I didn't want to be confrontational in any way or make them uncomfortable. But I was just like, oh, I'm like, we need to be able to help people understand how to offer really effective levels and how to set your clients up for success. So, would you find like, so now tell us a little bit more about your current business. So, Bold and Fit Fitness and Nutrition. what is it that you're doing in your business and how's it all going?
Okay. It's a brand new business. It's a Smart.
Oh,
So I launched in January.
congratulations.
Thank you. It was very exciting. So what currently I ran a 2-week challenge, a smoothie and salad challenge in January.
Delicious.
That's where I started. And then showing, and I did during the challenge, I offered a smoothie and salad recipe book, and I made sure that everything was complete in 3. And I did like a brief little mini workshop on that. And then from there, I introduced what right now is it's called the Be Bold Fit Camp. And so it's 12 weeks, and we just completed week five. This is week 6, so we're in week
Huh?
6 right now. And I have fitness classes, and I have nutrition, a workshop as part of it, and also it's a faith component too, which is adding a spiritual component, and
Love
so
that.
that's all in there.
I love that. I love that. I didn't realize that your business also included the faith component as well. And I think that that's such a powerful thing, having the mind, body, and spirit connection, right? Because it is all interconnected and it is all equally important for overall health and well-being. So I love that you include that. That's
Awesome.
amazing. Now, what would you say in terms of the fitness and nutrition expert certification when you were going through the course? Did you find did you find that you felt supported, that you felt excited about the course? Was there anything in the program that you just felt like you're just like, oh my gosh, like I know that you're saying like you have the game changer things, but was there anything in there that you were like, everyone needs to learn this? Like everyone needs to know this stuff.
Besides that, because I still think everyone in the whole wide world
The
needs to
complete and
know
free.
that. um,
Or I guess what was your experience like during the program? What did you
during
find? Did you find that it was easy to navigate? Did you find that it was something that was helpful for you? Did you find that you had full support from our team? Sort of like, that's sort of what did you feel like was your personal experience going through it? Because I know there's
so
a lot,
my
the reason why I'm asking is because there's a lot of people that feel very nervous, especially about taking online education programs.
Okay, and I can definitely speak to that because I am traditionally not a person that does very well with online education programs.
Hmm.
I did do it, and I can't necessarily say that I was nervous, but I do like how the format you guys offer. Hey, you can either this is how you can complete it in this amount of time, or you can complete it in this amount of time. And this is you give examples of how to actually accomplish those goals, whatever your goal is, from this to this or anywhere in between.
Right.
And that was helpful because that was always my problem of how do you structure these things.
Hmm.
um if this needs to be completed by a certain time, how do you structure? So I like how you gave the different options of, I believe it was either 8 weeks or I don't want to say the wrong
Different.
information.
Yeah, no, the different timing tracks, right? And like the flexibility timing tracks.
And even the I wasn't able to attend them often, the coaching calls, because they were in the middle of the day. But I did like having the group for support and having the opportunity to go back and watch
Hmm.
the calls to get information and any questions that I may have. But even if there were other questions, the support group where you could ask questions, and one of the instructors or another student would even provide an answer. So that there was support all the way around. I felt like so it was very helpful.
That's great. No, that's really good because again, like I said, some people just feel like, taking an online program can be a little unnerving, especially if they haven't been in school in a long time or if they're not very like tech savvy or they feel like they've taken other programs. I know I've taken a lot of online programs throughout my lifetime and there's some out there that we call like sign up and see you later courses because you sign up and then nobody ever like
Mhm.
contacts you, follows up with you. If you have questions, you don't have anyone to contact. And it was one of the things that was really important for us to make different about our program was to have it so that if you had questions, if you needed support, if you wanted accountability, all of those things, that it was built in for you. Now, what would you say? My final question for you, what would you say to anyone who is considering getting started in this industry and considering even signing up for the fitness and nutrition expert program? Would you recommend it?
Oh, absolutely. I would absolutely recommend it. So if there is anyone who's even, if you're considering it, if you're on the fence, if you're nervous, even I hope that there was something that I said to calm your nerves about taking an online course. There is support. Um, they have coaching calls available. There's accountability groups available. There's emails that come out like to even remind you if you happen to forget or possibly get behind. So if there is anyone on the fence, I would definitely recommend it. I've gotten 2 certifications and constantly I go back and look at the resources. I go back and I've purchased other things that are available just to add to my toolbox.
Mhm. That's amazing. Well, anyone who is interested in learning more about Carmelita and her programs with her Bold and Fit Fitness and Nutrition, make sure that you check out the show notes so that you can connect with her. Her social media handles are there, her website details, everything is there. So you can definitely check it out. Carmelita, thank you so much for joining us today and being a part of this Grad Spotlight series. I'm so grateful to have you here.
I'm grateful to be here. It was my pleasure.
And of course, for everyone listening, thank you so much for listening again today. And as a reminder, our fitness and nutrition expert program starts on April 5th. So if you haven't enrolled already, make sure that you check it out. Go to fitchicksacademy.com/FNE to learn more and to enroll today. All right. Thank you all so much. And we'll see you again for tomorrow's Grad Spotlight series. Make sure that you check it out. Bye, everyone.